Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Lancaster Bible College for a Saturday showdown in the American Premier Soccer League. Tonight, we have a Delaware River Conference match between home side Alloy SC and away side Philadelphia SC. You can see the players lining up now, and we have some special guests on the field. We have the COSA Academy team here lining up with the home side. One of the previous or former coaches of Alloy SC now coaches these young players, so they're looking to aspire to become one of the greats and play on this wonderful pitch. As always, I am Phil Boda, and today's Game in Frame broadcast is sponsored by Salt Athletic. Salt have made the world's freshest and most advanced cleat bag, the Aircase. The Aircase uses antimicrobial technology to block smell, making for odor-free car rides and houses. Salt is offering the Game in Frame community an exclusive discount. Scan the QR code now to get 10% off your Aircase purchase. Remember, keep it fresh. Folks, this is our final regular season match of the American Premier Soccer League and the Delaware River Conference. Alloy SC, they are in the second spot, firmly, securely, and by a large margin. So there is no change in their position, no matter the result here today. They will go into the playoffs and face Oakland United, the third-seeded team. Philadelphia SC, on the other hand, it's been a disappointing season for them. Last season, they were in second place and won the Delaware River Conference playoffs and made it into the American Premier Soccer League finals. As new challengers entered the league, they could not keep pace, and after a draw last week against Vitas United, they lost all hope of a chance in the playoffs. They're looking to end their season on a high note, however, this evening with a win away against a very good Alloy SC. Look for the likes of Captain Joel Richmond to get involved in the midfield and make some magic. It's a beautiful day out here in Lancaster, and as always, my right-hand man on the left, Nick Kraus, producer, cameraman extraordinaire, will be capturing all the action. Referee Anthony blows the whistle, and we are started off. Here is today's captain, Benjamin Richter, on the ball. Always flanked by Jacob Weaver. During the warm-ups, he was getting the team focused, saying even though there's not much to play for here today, our pride as a club is on the line, and if we can stick it to the second place team, we're going to do so. There's actually a pretty large crowd here today. A lot of the family members of the COSA Academy team here with us, as well as the die-hard fans for both of these clubs, have made the pilgrimage to the field here today. There's Joel Richmond. He tries to slot a pass out to Rashid Thomas, but now it is a screaming runner in white. Keeps his head up. Can he find a backwards ball? Does get blocked out there by Richmond. Rashid Thomas, we know how aggressive he can be. Physicality is the name of his game. He's going to be looking to push and shove anybody in his way. Right now it's our first throw of the evening. Alloy SC, yes, their standings change. Yes, they're in the playoffs. They're going to be using this game to really get themselves straight, create a positive mentality moving into the playoffs. They want to carry that momentum in. An early cross ball, but it is the towering Weaver who cuts it out. He nods it away, and I believe that's George Katsdiotis. He gives it a nice hack. Rashid Thomas, he bodies up. No whistle there. That is number 18, Yusuf. Here's Barbosa, the always shifty winger. He turns around one player, but the ball gets ahead of him there. It is cut out now. The counterattack is on. That is number 3, Letsola. He sends it out wide to Dunia, who crosses it in. Weaver cuts it out there again, but gets his pocket picked. Back to the top of the box, though. A tough ball to handle. Richmond ever calm on it. Finds Yusa in the midfield. That ball somehow snuck through, and quick off his line is Tarasov. He gets the counterattack moving, and it's once again this leftward channel that's getting the work. This is end-to-end action, folks. You can hear in my voice the velocity of the words, and this is the velocity of the game. A good challenge there from Weaver. Sends the ball back to the top of the 18. An overlapping run now comes through, and it's Letsola. He puts it back. Cut out by Ben Weaver, but only as far as a jersey in white. Next shot goes on. The shot goes wide. Already with their pedal to the metal here is Alloy SC. Must have some of that metal. Just handing it right down. This combination of Letsoalo And Dunia. It's going to be a lethal one. Philadelphia's going to have to keep their head on a swivel. Right now, it's the always burly St. Paul. Cladded in orange today. That's his tried and true coloration. We have claps from the crowd. This might be the largest crowd we've ever seen, Nick. We have maybe over 50 folks or so in the stands here today. You can feel the energy, the excitement here for some Saturday soccer. We're so used to casting on Sundays. Get used to that. Here's Easy Boy. The pass not pinpoint enough. There's number 24, Aldileta. Here's Richmond now. He sends it back to Weaver. He has some options. Back to Richmond it goes. A nice interwoven pass to Guzman. Here's Ishi Boy. Lays it off to Yuso. The pass cut out there nicely by Lezialo. He's getting plenty of chance in the crowd. Here's Luca Lezialo. He puts it into the center. Nice back flick here. Richter. Yusawa. Here to Ishi Boy. Stayed onside nicely. No. The referee's flag does go up. Look, from this angle that he was onside, but we're a little off center, so maybe not so much this time. But that is what you like to see from the likes of Ishi Boy. Normally, just a tried and true center striker. Just kind of plays more of that target forward, right? He kind of rebounds the balls, directs it back to the top of the box, and has somebody else take a crack at it. But you know he likes to get those runs in behind as well. A ball mishandled there goes to Barbosa. Sends it to Weaver. Now to Callahan. He's keeping his head up, looking for a friend. Doesn't find it. It's Dunina. Callahan, under duress, sends it back to St. Paul. Just gives it a nice clearance. Barbosa. He's going to move into the middle. He sends it out to Ishi Boy, and offsides once again, but well worked here from the side of Philadelphia SC. So far, it's been a very entertaining game a few minutes into this one. Very open from both of these sides. No one, knowing that there's not too much on the line, they don't feel the need to stay compact or park the bus, however you want to say it. The give and go, not there this time, but still it remains with the team in white. Aldileta, all the way over here on the leftward channel, sends it forward now to Butler. Butler turning and spinning. Rashid Thomas hounding him. He sends it back to Juan Guzman. He gives a nice ball in. Will Katsiotis let it ride? He shovels it, or shepherds it rather, to St. Paul, who scoops it up. So we have a couple of Guzmans out here on either side, so I'll try to give the first and last name as well. But for now, it's Jacob Weaver. He gets turned back towards goal. St. Paul gets the ball out from under his feet. Here to Richter. Usal. He just kind of pokes at it, just creating some space for himself and for his team. Extends the formation. It's Barbosa who picks the pocket of Luca. Barbosa! A nice curling shot, but it was always curling wide. Totally outstretched was Tarasov. Didn't get a touch to it though, so it will be a goal kick. However, shot number 1 here for Philadelphia. Restarted now is the play here for the home side. To the center of the pitch it goes. Plenty of space on either side. Moves it in to Rowe. Sends it outside to Luca, as he is amiably known here in the crowd. Here's Weaver. Oh, a little shimmy shake. Now he switches the field. He saw Rashid Thomas, but the pass didn't find him. Here's Chris Richards. He sends it in to Wien. He could have a crack from distance. We've seen it before. Richards now. Sends it to the middle. It's Aldaleta. Back to Richards. Here now is Juan Guzman. Richards. He wanted to turn with that on a dime, but it got away from him. Touch let him down there. Castiotis into Yusau. Richmond pleading for a deflection, but was never going to be. Richards flings that one in for Ryan Butler. Easy boy. Out wide to Luca. Donina. Here's Danny Rowe. Luca once more. Here to Wien. That is number 20, Hollinger. Gets his first touch, at least that we've seen. Aldaleta now goes against Butler. He tries to turn it around. Can he keep it in? Yes. But not for long as he tries to reclaim it. Butler using his body nicely there to win the ball for his side. Philadelphia kind of been crushed in here against the press. We've seen Richmond work his way through traffic before, not doing it this time. Butler at the top of the box lays it off. Castiotis with an acrobatic clearance, though, only as far as I believe that's Hollinger. He's battling with 3 blue jerseys. Bodies tumbling, the ball, the advantage played. Butler thought there was going to be a foul, didn't keep his head on a swivel here. St. Paul, he'll reset this one nicely. He wants his team to create a little bit of space before he lets this one fly. Manager Aaron Sexton screaming at his squad to create that space. Here's Luca. Is he going to let this go for, oh, thought he was going to let it go for a throw. Tricked everybody in the crowd. Here's Wien. Danny Rowe. Back to Juan Guzman. Sends it outside to Richards. Rashid Thomas. You know he's never going to back down from that challenge, folks. Never in his life. Richards, welcome to the game. Check in here from Danny Rowe, and he receives it. Pushes it back to Juan Guzman, who swings it to the middle. I believe that is Kiefer. Duina. He's going one-on-one against Callahan. Weaver with the long legs of the law. Stops that, but puts it out for the first corner of the match. Believe the Cosa Academy players are yelling at Luca to be involved in this corner, and he is. Sends it back here to Hollinger for maybe a better angle. He puts in a leftward boot. Back post it goes. Butler tries to bring it down. It's Rashid Thomas now with it. He finds a teammate here. It's Castiotis. Thomas now. Pinged off of Richards. The ball stays in. Rashid Thomas looking for an outlet. Ooh, too hot to handle there for Yuso. The right idea there from Thomas to release the pressure his team is under. Just a little too spicy there. Duina. Here to Luca. Goes one-on-one against Callahan. Callahan puts his body in front, and that will be a foul every time as Luca try to wrap him around the back. We know Philadelphia SC goes for the, balls over the top, looking for the likes of Easy Boy and the channels of Rashid Thomas. But right now, it seems they need to utilize their midfield a little bit more. You have Barbosa, you have Richmond, very good and confident on the ball. Ball's launched. Okay, weaseled in. Guzman now has to handle this one. Yusa does well. He keeps it in. The challenge is there, though. Guzman, a nice toe poke in between the legs of Easy Boy. Guzman now He just pings it out. Oh, a little scorpion kick there from Hollinger to move it around Cassiotis, but Cassiotis puts his body in front, wins the challenge. And that may be a good lesson here for the COSA players. It's not always about winning the ball outright. You put your body in front, so you have the right of way or the line to it, whatever you like to say. You can win the foul more often than not. Soccer is a physical game. You can't be scared to put yourself on the line. Number 12 for Philadelphia SC there is Henry Guzman. That's the other Guzman we were mentioning during the broadcast. Kind of playing more of a central defensive mid position, so I haven't seen too much of the on-the-ball action, but it has been following runners, been clogging up some of these spaces in the midfield. You can see him there tracking Danny Rowe. Luca. He's looking for a friend. He sends it all the way back to Tarasov. Swings it outside here to Guzman. Butler. Richmond does enough. Guzman, nice one touch to Wien. He does a Cruyff maneuver. Oh, is Diuna on? He is. St. Paul read that one all the way. It's a well-read man. Luca tracking that one in the sunlight. Barbosa on his back, though. Luca not able to handle that one as Barbosa gave him a shove in the back. He's got too many fans in the stands, maybe all rooting for him. Callahan flings that one in. Callahan chests it down nicely, sends it back well to Weaver. Puts it now to Richter. Richmond was calling for it. But really, he was just pointing over to Rashid Thomas in oodles of space. Has an overlapping run as well. Oh, ill-advised pass maybe. Richter, though, cleans it up for his buddy. Back heel from Castillotis. An overlapping run here from Rashid Thomas. Once again, always going to go for body first. Guzman, strong in defense, takes the challenge. Let Alloy cook is the chance from our young academy players here. Tarasov, will he open up the kitchen for the crowd? Now he sends it nicely and neatly out here to Guzman. That's Juan Guzman, who was slated as a substitute, but gets the starting nod here today on defense. A good step there from Castillotis, but still the danger remains. The ball is with Alloy. Juan Guzman. Wien. There is a runner here, but the ball might be just enough ahead of him, and it is. St. Paul able to track that one down, but a good run there from Al Deleta. A notable absence here for the team in white, our home side, is Josiah Ramirez, the leading goal scorer with 12 so far on the season, not making this game. Maybe they're resting him for their playoff run. They're confident in their other multitude of goal scorers. They have many who can put the ball in the back of the net. Right now, high boots, bodies abound. Referee Anthony calling the whistle. "13 different goal scorers for the side of Alloy SC. So anybody is a danger with the ball at their feet. Richmond will always be the free kick taker as long as he is ready and able. Will they send this one into the mixer? Philadelphia SC. Nice back post ball. Wien, the first to meet it. Luca, a swing at it, but misses. Weaver tries to challenge, but lays off just a bit. Luca trying to clear his lines, but it is Henry Guzman fighting against Danny Rowe. He just hacks at it to clear. Castillotis is there to track it down. That set piece not working well, but puts Alloy on the back foot for just a moment. Got to make sure their back line is secure. Don't want to give up any easy goals. Richter A nice looming ball. The ever-sprinting Yusa. He could cut this one inside. A big save and an even bigger clearance. It's Wien. Here's Luca. They don't go for the counterattack. They decide to build it up. Here's Danny Rowe. He has Guzman chasing him down. He is a nice recovery run there from the center defensive mid. Aldaleta puts it out wide there. I believe that is Hollinger. That man has been all over the pitch, free to roam. Weaver with a nice challenge. Here's Aldaleta, skips past Castellanos. He puts it back to the middle. Away is the call. Callahan does just that. Yuso. He gets dragged down as soon as he felt the contact. Definitely a little bit of fabrication there. Yes, there was a challenge. Yes, there was a drag on the hip. Should be a foul going the way of Philadelphia, but the rolling, the crying, not so much. I mean, folks, you know how I feel about the game of soccer. I love it. It is a physical game, though. These players, they've been to the gym. They run every day. That's not gonna bring you down like that. Yosu gets helped up to his feet. It will be a white throw. No foul called. Guess that's the punishment for Yuso. Doing a little bit of theatrics. I know it's hot out here, but this is not a swimming pool. The chance cut out, though. The pass is not connecting here for the home side. St. Paul scanning for his options. The crowd seems to be growing ever larger around me, folks. Richmond, does he feel the weight of the crowd as they are the away side? Here's Callahan. Gets hit off his line. Easy boy for the tackle. Luca pokes it to Dunina. There is Deleta. Like we said, he plays very horizontally. Richmond clatters into Wien. But it is Barbosa. Ayya. He gets a big challenge. Richter will always be the first one in the referee's ear. He's not wearing that captain's armband. You can see Richmond is the one doing it, but he's not always one of the who's the talking. It's that big, booming voice of Richter. He will defend his team every time. Aldaleta does get a talking to from center referee Anthony. Now he's on the watch list. Gonna have to be careful for any of those kind of challenges moving forward. Richmond has a nice backspinning ball. Tarasov! Oh, he spills it! He's slow to get up. His defense kind of helped clearing him out, and now the foul is given Castellanos. Referee Anthony might have to keep a lid on this one. Yes, maybe not much in terms of points and playoff berths and stuff in this, but both of these teams, tried and true competitors, they want to win this one outright. Tarasov, he's kind of pleading his case here. He's like, hey man, they can't do that. Yes, keepers do get protections. Folks, you know I'm a keeper myself. Those, you have to be courageous. Can play with no fear if you're a keeper. Right now, though, maybe some fear if you're a Philadelphia fan. A huge backwards run there from Rasheed Thomas, and a great challenge. An even better one there. He's able to steal that one away from Aldaleta and cut out the counterattack. Castellanos. Richmond. Another challenge there. Challenges abound here in our first half. Richter stands over this one. Gives Richmond a little bit of a break. Who will his target be? Usually it's Easy Boy who gets dragged down. The referee waving for a challenge here. He spots it out of the corner of his eyes. All right, and it will go against Easy Boy. He's the one who's never also afraid to put his body on the line for his club. Guzman is going to have his hands full against the bulking body of Ishiboy. Juan Guzman kind of directing traffic, sends it here to Danny Rowe. Hollinger, back to Richards. Juan Guzman cuts it centrally to Wien. Luca now. Wien, back to Luca. Turns nicely here to Dunina. Space here for Wien. Moves it on, but a cut out there from Weaver. But a handball there as it bounces up and hits Richmond right in the arm. Aldaleta starts it quickly. Richter hops in front of that one. Henry Guzman slides in to keep the ball for his squad. Rasheed Thomas maybe wasn't expecting that ball. Just bounces away from him. Ooh, a nice maneuver there. Confidence on the ball for Richards. Here's Danny Rowe. Butler. This could be a chance here for Alloy. They send it out wide to Aldaleta. Plenty of members waiting in the box here. Step over. Puts it out wide to Dunina. He was thinking about it. He's go for it. Always off target was the shot, but cheers from the crowd nonetheless. That should raise some flags here for Philadelphia if Dunina is going to have some launches from range. You always have to have a body in front. St. Paul, though, looking for a friend. Sends that one up the pitch. Pings off a couple of heads, and it's Barbosa. In fortune, he goes for an early cross. That is cut out there. Laid off there from Henry Guzman. He sends it centrally to Ijiboy. Ijiboy, two ahead of him. They poke it away. The counterattack here could be on Danny Rowe. Not able to get there. It's Callahan who makes the tackle. Still, though, it remains with the home side. An overlapping run here. Danny Rowe moving the ball nicely, looking more centrally now for a teammate. Aldaleta here now to Butler. He goes for the give and go, but Weaver's there. Those long legs of the law, man. We'll say it every day of the week. His challenges are sublime. Wien heads it down, but only as far as Richmond. Always calm on the ball is he. Hollinger puts it back to Richards. Finds Danny Rowe in some space. He puts it on for Butler, who was always offside. A great offsides trap there, coordinated by the manager in blue, Aaron Saxton. It's been some end-to-end action here, folks. And we have a lot of action here for you at Game in Frame. A couple of matches to look forward to. All of them tomorrow, actually, because this is a Saturday evening game. And as we said, most of our games played on Sunday. Barbosa not able to handle that one. But tomorrow, we have, that is May 18th, Hoboken FC 1912 versus NY Athletic Club at 4 p.m. as part of the American Premier Soccer League Metropolitan Conference. We then have also the Principian Freedoms versus Lansdowne Yonkers, and that is actually the USASA Amateur Cup semifinals. This is one you do not want to miss. There's still a few more, but right now it's Alloy on the attack. They squared in. Butler almost pokes it by St. Paul, but Weaver does just enough to throw him off his line. You can feel the energy boiling up in this one. Still two more games, though, for you folks. We have Vistula Garfield versus Richmond County. That is also part of the Metropolitan. That's at 6 p.m. Eastern tomorrow. And then we have Doxa SC versus Kids Super Samba AC, 8 p.m. as part of the Metropolitan. Now on the attack here is the home side. The cross not able to come through this time as Castiotis sends that one away. The breeze feels nice on this not super hot day, but hot enough. It's rattling my papers though, unfortunately. Here we have Alloy weaving into the box. Just runs out of space there as Richards. But you can see the confidence on the ball that he has. It's not the first time he's taken on a player or two. Seems like in the last 3-4 minutes or so, it's been all Alloy SC. St. Paul. Can he help his team facilitate the attack? Barbosa here on the rightward side. Doesn't go for him. Looks for Ijiboy. Ijiboy not able to get up to that one. Richter. He falls to the turf, but Richmond, he hops to it. He skips that one away. It's Rashid Thomas streaking down the leftward side. Can he go for an early cross? He does! Just too much on that one. No one able to get on the end of it. If he kept that one low, maybe Ijiboy would have gotten a chance. Barbosa sends it back to Tersov, though, for our restart. Juan Guzman. Richards. Back to Juan. Tersov getting in on the action here. Here to Kiefer. He has Green ahead of him. Puts it into Butler. Maybe a little farther back than he would like to receive the ball, but still has to do something to facilitate the attack, and he does. I believe that is Hollinger. He puts it out to Aldaleta, who could have a crack. He sends it over the bar. Dangerous on the break here. You can see how Alloy SC was able to weave that through the midfield lines, and then they found an outward pass in the channel and were able to have a shot. Yes, the angle maybe not the best, but still one. You got to test St. Paul, though. Maybe he spills it, maybe he deflects it. You know you're going to have trailing runners. Like maybe you can finish that one off. Right now, though, the score remains 0-0 here in our final weekend of the Delaware River Conference and the American Premier Soccer League regular season, for that matter. Danny Rowe. Aldaleta. Richards. Back to Teresov. He just has to push it outward as Yosao was on him. Barbosa sends it back to Yosao. He lays it off to Ijiboy. He's able to get to it just barely, though. Barbosa, you know he's good for a cross. Smartly puts it back to Callahan. He's looking to switch the fields. Just not there. Richter to Weaver. He hops it up. Guzman brings it down. Richmond, though, it's not who you want on the ball if you're Alloy in this part of the pitch. Rashid Thomas tries to go through Richards but cannot do it. Now he's able to feed. Ball just too far ahead, and Richter resets. Ball is always going to run a little bit faster on turf, less friction. Weaver, he's going to switch the field. Finds Yosao. Yosao, though, I guess challenged somebody. Maybe tugged a jersey or did something. Richmond puts his hands up in frustration as the ball worked around him easily. I think that is Hollinger puts it across. And Richter, he's going to boot that one into next week. Falls back to Hollinger again, thankful for another chance. A great challenge from Cassiotis, diving into that one. It's Yosao. He's looking for the likes of Ijiboy, who just couldn't find the space. They're sticking to him like glue. Richmond, nonchalant on the ball as ever. Callahan, kind of a nice let there, finds an overlapping Weaver. Duina does enough to poke it to Butler. Butler lays it off to Danny Rowe. Danny Rowe! Heads in the hands from the crowd, screams. How could it be? But it's St. Paul who comes up the victor in the one-on-one. Folks, if that save wasn't good enough for you, we have our save of the month here on Game in Frame, currently up on our Instagram. So go to @GameInFrame right now and vote. We're actually going to present that as our halftime presentation. The winner will receive an air case. Oh my goodness. The action does not stop, folks. Another attempt on goal here for the home side. Whew. Gives us all a little bit of a chance to catch our breath. But still, those saves of the month you do not want to miss. Still a couple more minutes before halftime. 12, in fact. Maybe a little bit of extra, but it hasn't been too much to write home about in terms of the extra time. Richter now. Henry, Guzman couldn't reach onto that one. Now he has to do a recovery run. Does turn back one for now. Sends to the middle of the box. Aldaleta pings it off Callahan. It's Duina. Henry does his duty for now. Duina lays it off, gets for the give and go. And it will be a challenge as a dangling leg there from Callahan trips up the winger, and he wins a free kick in a dangerous area. All right, folks, I'm getting jazzed up here. This crowd is electric. Could this be the opportunity to break the deadlock between these sides? It's Butler who stands over it. Easy boy begrudgingly steps into the wall. He knows that big body, that's what it's going to be useful for. Barbosa. Butler with a curving shot. That's catching practice from the veteran St. Paul. He's going to look to put the counterattack on. It's Richmond who finds himself in the striker position. Some chatting there needs to be done between Philadelphia. They had two players going for the same ball. Callahan not able to work that one. Here's Luca. Haven't called his name in a bit. Sends it back to Wien. Richards putting his hand up in desperation like, please, I got so much space. Juan Guzman. Aldaleta tries to flick that one on, but just missed it. Back to St. Paul it goes. A spell of possession would do Philadelphia nicely here. Right now they've been chasing the game, chasing the ball. It's been tiring work for the away side. Kiefer couldn't handle that one effectively. Duina now. Barbosa! That's not a challenge. That is not a foul. He put his body in. That, though, is a foul, and that will be a yellow card. First yellow card of the match awarded to Henry Guzman. Luca stood his ground. He had the right to be in that space. Didn't dangle a leg. Just, put his body there. Barbosa went up for the ball. Yes, a trying challenge, but that's the game. Richmond, he knows he's got to talk as the captain. The captain has every right to talk to the referee, plead his case, especially to protect his players. Referee Anthony saying, nope, not this time. The ball here remains as a little bit of powder enters the keg here. And what we didn't expect to be a hotly contested match, but it's turned into one. Guzman, out to Richards. Aldaleta. Henry's got to be careful, just fresh off a yellow. All right, now it's a little bit more Aldaleta, a feisty one. For the younger players out there, never want to retaliate no matter how the officiating goes, no matter how your team is doing, whether you're up 10, down 10, whatever it is. You never strike first, you never strike last. Richards now to restart us here. The crowd noise almost overpowering to Butler. Richter over the back. Hollinger. He's going to go for an early cross, does so. Doesn't make it past the first line of defense. Wien brings it down, sends it wide to Luca, who has cheers at his back. He crosses it in. That's a nice looping ball. St. Paul had enough bunnies in the sneakers to snatch that one out of the sky. Okay, a little bit of creativity from Luka, the fan favorite. He had the energy with him. Weaver. Richmond. Yosao with the dummy. You gotta say something though. Not mind melded just yet. Here's Luka. Sends it down to Juan Guzman. Plenty of space. Intelligent ball. Not the flashy play, not the, most creative, but that's exactly the intelligent and tactical play. And now look, he gets it back in open spaces. The shape has shifted. Here's Luka. Kiefer. Danny Rowe. Back to Juan Guzman. Wide to Kiefer. In a pocket of space here is Luka. He's going to be able to get there on his horse, though, is Weaver. Oh, just ran out of real estate. But Weaver had to chase that one down through Luka off his line. Folks, I'd be remiss if I didn't mention the great Salt Athletic, our wonderful sponsor here at Game and Frame. You can scan that QR code for 10% off an air case. You want to keep those car rides and houses smelling fresh. St. Paul puts this back into play here. Wien rises to meet it. He gets sandwiched between two, though. That's a high arm there from Easy Boy. No complaints from him. He knows how to throw his weight around, but you have to do so tactfully. Here's Kiefer. Still, we remain at 0-0 with 5 minutes remaining in the half. Castiotis pushes it along to Easy Boy, who lays it off. Rasheed Thomas wasn't ready for that one. The intelligence is there, the thought is there, just the players are not reading each other well. Danny Rowe. Back to him at the top of the box. He puts it on one time to Butler. It's those long legs. Butler now in! And past St. Paul! Butler puts his team up 1-0. The home side scores. All of the Costa players running to the corner flag to cheer on the center forward. Was broken. The deadlock here has found the key past the defense. Playing from behind is never where Philadelphia SC wants to be. They are a bend-don't-break, counter-attacking sort of squad. Now down 1-0. They're going to have to open up a little bit more to give that one up right at the end of the half. It's brutal. You played so well for so long. Aaron Sexton had his head in his hands for just a moment. He knew what that meant. Yosu could find Thomas. No, cut out there by Richards. Not out of the danger area yet, though. Richards. Wien. Here's Kiefer. Luka now. He just dribbles that one right out of bounds, right in front of his home fans. Barbosa. Weaver. Back to Barbosa. He tries to clip it forward. Cut out nicely, but back to Barbosa it goes. Richmond, excuse me. Weaver with a sliding challenge, but gets back on his feet. A player is down, though, in the center circle, but as Duna. He goes by Callahan and just gives him a nice shove, and he's saying, get up, referee Anthony. Richards hobbling back to his defensive position. He slid awkwardly on the turf after dodging a challenge. Here's Rasheed Thomas. Tries to put it back for Barbosa. But cut out nicely from Aldaleta. Here's Hollinger. He can't get onto that one. Castiotis. Game much more open now. Henry Guzman. Weaver. They keep trying to find this channel on the left. The passes need to be sniper-esque. Get that past this compact midfield. Butler, the goal scorer, goes up against Weaver. He goes around him nicely, puts it to the center of the box. Callahan shuffles it out for a throw. Number 22, Dunina. It's been shifty, slippery on the leftward channel here for Alloy SC. The defensive line for Team in Blue going to have to keep their heads on a swivel. Luca now. Finds Butler, who weaves past Richter. Oh! That is a sliding challenge to the face of St. Paul. Richter now getting into a shoving match. Has to protect his goalkeeper. The players converging now, and rightly so. Folks, I broke my arm in a situation just like that, where the player goes to ground with their studs up into the keeper. Folks, yes, these are semi-professionals, but this is also, weekend league soccer. You don't need to be doing anything as reckless as that. You can see Guzman trying to calm the goal scorer down. He's like, hey, we've got one. Relax. Luckily, no blood shed there from St. Paul. He's able to shrug off that challenge. I believe that's a card in from the pocket, though, of the center referee, Anthony. That'll be shown to Butler. It's been a very enthralling 5 minutes for him. I know Anthony is going to consider how he's going to manage this game moving forward during the half. He's going to converge with his assistant referees, talk about what they've seen, who to look out for, and then what to do from there. Folks, I was a referee myself for a number of years. Those halftime talks can be very beneficial. Castiotis, what can he do with his team down one? Barbosa receives it deep in his own half. Finds Richmond. This is how he wants to be with a head of steam. Cut out though, but only as far as Rashid Thomas. He could go for goal! Easy boy! Off the rebound, it sends it wide. He knows that was his chance. The door was open. Tarasov was laying in the dirt. He couldn't convert the chance. That was served up on a silver platter. He can't believe his luck, and he can't believe the miss. That's what happens when you get it to number 7, Joel Richmond. That's exactly where he needs to be, right over the midfield line, a nice pocket of space. He's going to have runners ahead of him. He can slip that ball through. I trust him every time. Tarasov, though, will get us restarted here. Guzman. He lofts that one up to Hollinger. But Castiotis gets it here. Rashid Thomas. Here's Joel Richmond. Finds Barbosa. A little ticky-tack not working out here for Philadelphia. Richter nodded nicely. Yusau. Castiotis gets the ball caught under his feet. Now he's under duress. A big challenge there from Chris Richards. The ball goes his way. We have reached the 45-minute mark after that confrontation between the teams. It's going to be a little extra time here. Yusau, he goes through a player, comes up with the ball. Easy boy holding up the play, as a good holding rebound striker does. Here's Callahan with plenty of green ahead of him. He goes for an early cross. Easy boy upended by Kiefer. Yellow card there for Easy Boy for retaliation against the referee. He can't believe it. I would tend to agree with him. I think it was Kiefer who upended Ichi Boy as he was going for the ball. Ichi Boy, no stranger to yellow cards. Philadelphia, they don't know what to do. They feel like everything's against them here now. Danny Rowe. Hollinger finds himself on the leftward side of the field. Off the referee, causes us to restart. Wien. Philadelphia, they're known for their scrappiness, for physicality, as any good Philadelphia fan knows. Barbosa here to Richmond. Usau. And there it is, our halftime whistle. The score is 1 Alloy SC, 0 Philadelphia SC. Folks, we're going to head to our halftime performance of the Saves of the Month for April. Be sure to stick around and check that out. We'll see you on the other side.
Punched out by Spielvogel. Burkhart fires! Oh, that was off the bottom of the bar!
Gomez, his first touch. Drop now for Munoz, first time. Munoz, what a save that is! From the right hand of P. Rensel into the crossbar and out for a corner.
This kick. Into the box. Oh, what a save! Zattone with a great one-handed save.
His first time inside a goal, gets past two, takes a shot, and Nish does so well to meet the shot, tipping the ball over the bar. Floats out to that right.
It's the target again today. It's not gonna stink up my backpack.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Lancaster Bible College for what has been a thrilling match between home side Alloy SC and away side Philadelphia SC. It was Ryan Butler, number 40 of the home side, who scored right before the end of the half, then did another challenge, a sliding tackle into the goalie, St. Paul, that caused a scuffle between the squads. Hopefully the halftime whistle and the halftime break has calmed the teams down just a little bit. This doesn't boil over to something more devious. Right now, though, Hollinger slides it out to Aldaleta. He goes one-on-one with Castione, slips by him. Oh! St. Paul comes up big. He's clapping at his team like, all right, get focused. Folks, this game has been end-to-end for 45 minutes, and I expect it to go end-to-end for another 45. We have our only second corner of the match, if you would believe it, both going the way of Alloy SC, the side in white. Folks, if you are just joining us, we'll see that one trickle in through. It has been a very contested match. Yellow cards, a couple aside. Easy Boy puts it on for Rashid Thomas, and that will be a card. And that should be a yellow card. But we do have, it looks like, a substitute. That is number 7 who has been substituted in, and that's Mio Duria. Here's Joel Richmond, number 7 of Philadelphia, pleading his case again. He's like, hey man, we had a counterattack, last defender, he upended him, no ball, that's gotta be a card. Well, we'll see what Richmond decides to do this one. Not necessarily a danger area from here. He decides to shuffle it across here to Weaver. The clouds have rolled in during our halftime, now covering the sun. The wind has picked up just a little bit. The players will have to account for the flight of the ball, especially Philadelphia. It likes to go over the top just like this. Thomas chests it down into a nice area. Peters out ahead of him. If that touch off the chest was a little more gentle, a little bit in front of him, instead of putting it out in front, put it right on your toe and just have a crack. Test Tarasov, I believe, only had maybe 1 or 2 saves in the first half. So like I was trying to say at the top of the broadcast, folks, if you are just joining us, Alloy SC in white, they are in 2nd place in the Delaware River Conference. They are making the playoffs. Philadelphia SC in 5th place, out of playoff contention because they tied Vetus United last week. They needed a result after that, during that one. Rashid Thomas. Referee Anthony saying that's a fine challenge. He came in from the side, toe poked it away. It'll go out for a throw in. Yeah, Philadelphia, an unfortunately disappointing season. They were here last June playing in a playoff match for the American Premier Soccer League against the other conference winners. This time, they won't be so lucky, and that's with the entrance of a number of good teams like the Westchester Predators. The cross comes through. It's Duinina. He sends it back out to the home favorite, Luca. Puts it out to Wien. He's looking for somebody. Finds Danny Rowe. Back now to Luca. The triangles coming to fruition here for the side in white. Luca switches the field. It's Juan Guzman. Oh, he tries to do a cheeky pass, doesn't get it, but it falls neatly to Wien. Here's the substitute, Mulu. Turn here in space for Hollinger. To the top of the box is Danny Rowe. Oh, Henry Guzman, he's on a yellow. He had to go for a challenge. There's Callahan. The ball slips forward. The ball slips in. The stadium rattles in excitement as another goal goes the way of Alloy SC. 2-0 for the home side. The normally stout and coordinated defensive back of Richter and Weaver couldn't get the ball out from under him. That time it just wiggles between them, falls neatly for a member of Alloy SC, and they tuck that one home. A fortunate play, but when you're in the right place at the right time in soccer, it can pay all the dividends. Now deeper into the hole, Philadelphia goes. Alloy SC, I mean, 2nd place. They have multiple goals for, multiple points for. I think they had 43 last time I checked. 14 wins, 1 draw, and 2 losses. So definitely a team to beat. They are no slouch. This is what some would say would be an expected result between the sides. Folks, I'll have to check in to see who exactly scored that goal. I wasn't able to see it between all the ruckus. Castiotis now puts it on to Richmond. Here's Henry Guzman. Weaver, he's going to send it back to Richmond, but the ball will never meet him. Tarasov is going to wait for that runner to come through, and he picks it up. You can see the manager for Philadelphia, Aaron Sexton, pondering. That's the pondering stance of all managers that play this great game. He's wondering, where did it go wrong? We had that great halftime talk. Folks, and if you did tune in for our halftime performance, you saw the Cosa Academy soccer team playing a little scrimmage match highlighting the academy here. Their coach was a former player of Alloy SC, so some great connections there, and maybe one day they'll play on the pitch as well. Right now, Hollinger shoving off a challenge, does a step over, goes past Guzman, but it's Barbosa who toe pokes it in, and Weaver cleans it up. Yusao finds Castiotis. Back to Yusao. Richmond, he was looking to make the run with the ball, just a little out of reach. Luca, calmly done to Danny Rowe, and back to Luca in space. He sends it out wide to Dunina. He goes past Callahan, and keeps the ball in miraculously. But a non-threatening ball it was, and out of bounds it goes. Last time we were at Lancaster Bible College was at the end of the fall split. Nick and I, and it was a snowy match of Alloy SC versus Kensington. Some great goals for the home side in that one. I remember Nick and I shivering out here as the snow dissipated upon us. Now it's been a beautiful day here in middle of May for this Saturday match. Here's Callahan. Weaver, not able to get it by Danny Rowe. He gets upended and smacked. A little bit of a Bash Brothers maneuver there, almost looking like hockey for an instant. So a little bit of clap sportsmanship. Nothing doing in that one. Luca sends it all the way back to Kiefer. He finds Juan Guzman. Sends Rashid Thomas the other way, and now it's Mulu. St. Paul directing his defense. Mulu with some fresh legs. He's looking to run by Castiotis, and he does. He gets the cross in. And St. Paul cuts it out. Rolls it neatly here to Henry Guzman. Yusuf. Flips it on to Easy Boy, who's also on the yellow. Lays it off to Richmond. You know he's going to be lax with it. Yusuf. His touch failed him there. But a good challenge from Rashid Thomas. Sends Danny Rowe off his line. No call there from the official, Anthony. Easy Boy. Rashid Thomas had to stay on sides. Easy Boy looking to weave past the defense. The ball goes out, and Mulu will guard it out for a throw. Mulu deep, his own defensive third. Guzman puts it back to Tarasov. There's players converging on him. Dunina. Rashid Thomas. Challenge is clean. Danny Rowe. Oh, Tarasov. Sends it out to Kiefer. But the press here working for Philadelphia. There it is. Frustration from Callahan. He knew the press was on. The team was up. Just couldn't contain. Looks like we will have a substitute coming in here for Philadelphia. And that will be the day for Yusa, number 18. We have number 11. Who is not on the sheet. Nice throw in there by Luca, the hometown favorite. It's Adeletta now. Sends it on to Hollicher, who goes wide around Richter. He can put it to the top of the box. Adeletta missed times that shot, but Dunina has it now. He's looking to go around the new substitute, puts in a desperate challenge, and he comes up clean with it. Wow. He's looking now for E.G. Boy, holds off nicely, and that will be a foul on Guzman. The idea was there, The pass, though, was not. Danny Rowe. Here's Aldaleta. Aldaleta, do you know who number 11 is? And we are getting word that Aldaleta, number 24, was the goal scorer of the second goal. But right now could be the substitute in. He gets the ball in a nice area. He puts it square, but too close to Tarasov. But this Weapon X, this unknown player, could be exactly what Philadelphia needs to get back in this. Too exciting end-to-end. Gets a challenge down by the corner flag, and now has an attempted cross for a goal. Here is the second goal scorer, Aldaleta. Sends it back to Mulu. Juan Guzman just puts it forward. Richter shoving into the back there. Anthony talking now to Richter, and I can hear him. He's saying, Richter, every time I call, you're in my ear. Every single time, you're done. Next, it's a yellow. So Richter now on double probation, one for fouls, one for dissent. That was surely a foul on Richter, pushing into the back there of Hollinger. Waiting to get the ball restarted here, and it is Guzman who's changing the pace of play. Folks slipping and sliding all over the turf. Mulu misjudging that one. He does have a player on his back, though. Does nicely to handle. It's Guzman. Or, sorry, not Guzman. Aldaleta, pardon me. Richter, and he sends it all the way back. Here's Weaver. Easy boy now in a dangerous spot. Sends it out to Yusa. He crosses it in. Oh, the two substitutes battling it out nicely here in the corner flag. I thought Yusa was the one who was supposed to exit the match, but apparently not. I believe it's Rashid Thomas is the one who left. Joel Richmond, though, he sends it out to the substitute, sends it right back to him. But offsides he was. The Clouds now coming back at us. So it looks like Yuso, has kind of entered the area where Rashid Thomas was. And the substitute's kind of taking Yusa's spot. Nice ball over the top for Hollinger. He is in behind because he was right on the halfway line. He could clip it over St. Paul. Groans from the crowd as they wanted it to be 3-0, but it was not to be. Hollinger barely misses the mark. Alloy has found a second gear here in the second half. They're just putting the pressure on. Weaver to Callahan. Barbosa. He swings it out wide to Castiotis. Good challenge there from the back line. Here is Hollinger. Richter's the first to meet him and stops him up just for an instant. A huge challenge there from Weaver. And a good save there from Richter. He's going to have some turf burn after that one. But it's Richmond on the ball. Henry Guzman. Yusa. You're now to Weaver. Ball just too ahead of him. We know he's got the leg. We know he's got the boot, the long pass in him. That one just wasn't there. Luca on the wing. Here's Danny Rowe. Sends it back to Kiefer. Tarasov. Oh, he might caught in no man's land a little bit. Ooh. Had to be calm with that one. Touched around. Richter gets his body in front. Now the foul is called. Referee Anthony saying a dangerous play on Richter as he was sliding in for that one. Weaver stands tall after another rough challenge. Pedro. Barbosa can't move through it. Richter slides up, upends, and that one is going in the book. A yellow card for Richter. The home side cheers as Richter goes into the book. Folks, number 19 on Philadelphia is actually Skiandalewski. That's my bad. Very similar to George Castiotis. They look like twins out there from this angle. My apologies on that, Dave. Richter's got to be careful. Yeah, he gets the yellow card for the tackle. Might get it for dissent. You know, he's already on the watch list for that. What also should be on your watch list, folks, are some of the other great game-in-frame games we have coming at you. On May 18th, which is tomorrow, we have Hoboken FC 1912 versus NY Athletic Club at 4 p.m. That's part of the Metropolitan Conference. Then we have the Prince Cyprian Freedoms versus Lansdowne Yonkers at 5 p.m. And that's part of the USA SA Amateur Cup semifinals. Then we also have Vistula Garfield versus Richmond County at FC at 6 p.m. as part of the Metropolitan Conference. And then we have Doxa SC versus Kid Super Samba at 8 p.m. That'll be our final match of that packed Sunday of soccer. Right now, in a very straight on angle here, we will be the ones standing over it. The shot goes on, it goes into the wall. Not a lot of power behind it there, unfortunately. Big challenge there from Wien. Physicality between the two. Hacked down, though, is the player in blue. Looks like we have another substitute. Yuso finally subbed off this time. Manager Aaron Sexton finally getting his bench sorted. Richmond, TG Boy, who swings it to the substitute, who hacks at it. Can't get it this time. Mulu, he gets collapsed upon, and it's Richmond who spins around. We've seen him do it before. He said, why not doing it again? Unina to Luca. Ball slipped in behind. Hollinger was looking for it. Could not get it. But still the play continues. So number 16, the new substitute. So he might get involved in the action here as Barbosa is racing forward. He tries to slip it in for Richmond, and he says, no, go to E.G. Boy, who was in the outside. He had plenty of space. That is number 16, as that is Niang Hani. Niang Hani. But right now it's Barbosa who gets upended, and another card from the pocket, this time to Dunia. Richmond, he's looking to go to the far post. He does so, a nice inviting ball. Richter. He saw his name in lights for just a moment. well-worked ball. You can see Richmond over there on the sidelines like, what do I do here? But he is the man with the magic, the man who rises to the moment. Can he find a lifeline here for his team? First, they have to get the ball, though, from Wien. Slips it on to Dunia. Luka. To Danny Rowe. The foul is now called. Referee waiting for maybe a possible advantage. Danny Rowe wins the challenge for his side. Danny Rowe to Guzman. That is Hollinger to Mulu. Fighting against the substitutes. He backheels it and well worked to find a nice pocket of space and switch the field. Wien now. He's going to move ahead. Finds Luka on the wing. Puts it back to Dunia. The back heel not strong enough. Luka was calling for it, screaming for it. The play, though, still with Alloy. Here's Mulu to Hollinger, who's been way more involved in the attack in this half. The goal scorer. Kiefer. So yeah, it seems like Ryan Butler was subbed off at the half to put Mulu in, a more defensive player. Looks like he can play more compact, but it doesn't even matter. The play still goes on as Niang Hani puts in the challenge. Now a challenge on Barbosa will get the call. Yeah, as I was mentioning, going for maybe a more defensive-minded formation. I'm also not seeing Chris Richards now that I'm thinking about it. I think they're playing with 10 men, if I'm not mistaken. Alloy maybe giving themselves a little bit more of a challenge than they need. EG Boy jumps in front of that one. That could have deflected in for a goal. He gets a little bit of pain from the goalkeeper's kick. Yeah. It seems as though Alloy, ladies and gentlemen, is playing with 10 men on the pitch. Maybe did Butler get a red card? Maybe after a convergence of the referees, maybe Butler was red carded, because there should be no reason that Alloy should be playing with 10 men. EG Boy hurting. Maybe he got a little kick in the groin. He might have to get subbed off. Let's see if the manager is getting a substitute ready. Folks, I actually just went to speak to the official on the near side here. There was a red card in the 44th minute for the side of Alloy. Not sure exactly who the card was on. Apparently there was a challenge in the corner that got somebody. But that causes the defensive change, which makes sense why Mulu is in, and there's no really a tried and true striker, right? But that allows Hollinger to kind of fill in that space. We have another substitute now, and it's the fan favorite Luka, who is exiting the match. Wien cuts that one out. But still the ball remains with Philadelphia. Skandaluski. Wien. Goes out again. Skandaluski will toss it in once more. Mulu to Danny Rowe. Niang Hani. A yellow card there. The crowd booing Richter. My goodness. Saying they didn't even get hit. Oof. They're saying that the Oscar going to Richter. I believe he did get kicked there. Wow, the crowd getting aggressive here onto Richter, but maybe well deserved. He's been giving them an earful as well. Skandaluski boots that one away. The substitute getting his first touch on the ball when the number turns. I'll let you know who it is. Right now, it's Aldaleta. Weaver nods that one down. He gets hit. So it was a red card on Butler for the challenge on St. Paul. We had to do our little replay review. I guess from down there we didn't see, it was a card. We did see a card, but I guess it was a yellow instead. Kiefer turns that one away. We have another substitute, number 14 here for Philadelphia SC. That is Martinez. Niang Hani. Back to Martinez. Richmond. This is usually the MO for Richmond. Starts most of the game in the back, and then as the game progresses, he moves forward. Richmond, though, gets fouled there, and this could be a tough spot for him. Richmond waiting over it. He sends it in, an outswinging ball. Easy boy! Falls to Weaver, who tries to direct it towards goal, but direct it wide instead. Looks like we have a substitute before we get back in play. And while we do, folks, as a reminder, our April save of the month is now up on Game in Frame on Instagram. Hope you stick around for our halftime presentation so you can see that one. Hollinger shugs off a challenge. Skandaluski left in the dust. He's screaming towards goal, a chop back. He could have a launch at goal here. He goes for it! St. Paul! A diving effort. He keeps that one in, and Martinez clears the lines for him. Barbosa. Niang Hani. Here's the substitute now. They are grappling each other, and the foul won. The ball remains with Alloy. The crowd remains with Alloy as well. Now the substitutes can be called. Barbosa will take his seat. A job well done. I believe we have another substitute. It is the goal scorer, Aldaleta, who will take a back seat. We will have number 23, and that is Kedrick Yoder, who enters the match. We end. The ball will go down to Philadelphia. That is number 15, all the substitutes coming in. the side of Philadelphia SC. Martinez tries to find Richmond. He gets dragged down by the substitute. Richmond standing over it once again, pleading for 10 yards, and so he gets it. That's an in-swinging ball to the back post. Nobody there on that mark. EG boy was looking for it. Alloy didn't even look like they were playing with 10 men this entire time. It only took it to that stoppage for me to notice Richter trying to track this one. He sees Hollinger on his back. Does nicely to put it to Martinez, but really to St. Paul. Flips it to the center of the pitch. Weaver nods it down. The substitutes working in tandem here to move the ball up the pitch. A slip in here. It is Richmond. He has an eye for goal. He waits for the challenge to come through. He could chip it on, but it's cut out by the back line. Here's Danny Rowe. He spins away from a couple challenges. Well done. Wien. Mulu. Wien. Could the press be working for Philadelphia? Not so much as it goes out for a goal kick. '79th minute now of this contest. We've seen 2 goals. We've seen a red card. We've seen a fight. And we've seen the ball go out of play into the stands. It's launched back in. Yang Hani looks for EG boy. Pass. Doesn't hit home. Kiefer. Yang Hani with a incredible burst of speed, able to recover. He's been running back and forth across the pitch. Dunia. Weaver tries to go for a step, but it's Hollinger who could move it on. Weaver with the recovery run, pokes it, waiting for the advantage to goal, and it's a goal! A long-range ripper! Number 23, substitute Yoder puts the home side up yet another goal, make it 3-0. There was nothing St. Paul could do, rooted to the spot as he watched that whiz by his head into the upper 9. Does anything more need to be said than what you can hear from the crowd, folks? The home side is pumped up. That momentum we talked about at the top of the half, doesn't even matter if you're down a player. That just shows the caliber of this squad, knows how to play from behind. Wien tries to ground Niang Hani. He could have a launch from distance. Pings the EG boy. He lets it go for Martinez. Who gets there? Richmond. He's got 2 to beat. Tries a little elastico. Does not work this time. Danny Rowe with plenty of space. A big challenge from Weaver, but he pulls up out of it. Martinez able to recover and run. Yang Hani battling his way through. Gets the call, finally. Crowd almost fed up with the players going to ground. My producer and I looking at the replay of the card being awarded, and it was actually turned at such an angle that it was paper thin. We couldn't actually see the color of it. And because it was so close to the half, no one was really sent off. Looks like we have a wholesale substitution coming out here for Philadelphia. This is their last game of the 2024-2025 season. Just getting more bodies on the pitch. Right now, though, Joel Richmond will stand over it. That one's high, and that one is wide. Those tired legs feel like lead at this point in the match. Player coach Aaron Sexton, number 2, has entered the fray. You can hear him clapping it up. He's directing. And then we also have number 20, Solano, who has moved in for Richter. A shoulder pop from Sexton. He's looking for the overlapping run. Doesn't find it. You can see the energy from the player, coach, manager, Sexton. Maybe he should have come in a little bit sooner to help the squad. Here's Wien. Mulu. Weaver on his horse. Oh, he's bobbing and weaving. And he shuffles that one out for a goal kick. Well done. That's more challenging than you would think. Crowder's strength, balance, agility. You know, he's doing his stair steppers, his cone drills. Solano's first touch. Folks, after such a long game, your cleats, they're going to be sweaty, they're going to be dirty, but there is something out there for you, and it is the most advanced cleat bag in the scene, and that's made by Salt Athletic. You can get 10% off your next cleat bag air case purchase by scanning the QR code below. We end to restart. So, as we look forward, as I think Alloy wants to do, though they're winning 3-0, but off a contentious red card, they're going to look for the playoffs, and they will face Oakland United in 3rd, whereas the Westchester Predators in 1st will play Kensington in 4th. I think, you know, the Westchester Predators have really looked good this season, with over 90 goals and only, I think it was like 18 against. Incredibly difficult to score on, and they can score a lot. Eric Sexton with a shoulder in the back. Surprised he didn't go into the book. He knew exactly what he was doing with that. A tactical foul is what it's formally called. The 85th minute now, ever creeping towards the goal. The sun, once again, has eluded us. The clouds roll in over the hills of Lancaster. Wien. Hollinger getting an armful there from Solano, the substitute. Sexton. Hollinger. Only as far as Solano. Yang Hani. Martinez. He just sends it forward. Richter is all the way up in the offensive third. What's he doing there? The substitutes once again working the leftward channel. There it is, the overlapping run connects. Can the defense hold though? And a poking challenge comes through. Danny Rowe though, doing it all. A true box-to-box midfielder is he. Just a little one-touch passing practice. That was well done from Mulu. He got the thumbs up from Yodrick. He knew he should have maybe ran a little bit further, extended the triangle. They tried to work out of the press. Martinez. Solano. Weaver. Callahan. He's going to go for the cross. Is anybody home? Only the defense of the home side. Great spell of possession, but the press almost even better from Philadelphia. Still it remains with the side in white. Goes out for a throw in. We will have one more substitute here as Dunina takes a seat. I believe that is number 11 for Alloy, who gets his first touch there. And that is Owen Shoemaker. Weaver goes in for the challenge, slipped outside to Yodrick. He goes and he scores! Oh my gosh! You could see it from here. There was nothing but net ahead of him. The angle was perfect. The shot even better. 4-0 Alloy SC. Make that a brace for the substitute. Cheers abound from the Kosa Academy players. One heck of a shot. If it wasn't all said and done before, it is. So now the coffin firmly nailed with 4, keeping it shut. The goal scorer twice over finds the ball again. Hollinger off to Danny Rowe, puts it back wide into space. Yodrick, he moves through, he crosses it. Oh, nobody trailing or finding that run. Mulu to Wien. Oh, he finds Shoemaker. But he is offsides. You like to see that from the substitute, knowing you only get 5 minutes or so in the match. Might as well make the most of it. Solano. Callahan. He moves it forward. The substitutes going at it once again. Trailing runners here for Philadelphia. The touch a little ahead of him. The challenge comes through. He falls over, losing his balance, but Callahan there to pick up the pieces. Oh, a nice little maneuver there. Wien with a tired leg and a tired challenge. Fouls Callahan right at the top of the box. Who else but the man, the myth, the captain, Joel Richmond. He stands over at Callahan, also sizing this one up, but he backs off. Richmond says, I think I'm just going to go for goal on this. Like, what the heck, why not? With E.G. Boy no longer in the game, your target forward. Richmond sizes it up, lets it fly. The curvature was always rising, never troubling the keeper. We're inching towards the 90-minute mark, folks. Not going to be much left in this one. Maybe a minute or two of stoppage time, should the referee even allow it. There it is. The game still goes on. Tarasov. He sends it back in. Only as far as a Philadelphia player, and out it goes. Mulu puts it in to Yodrick. Finds Wien. Wien has played an incredible game here, folks. It's not something that's on the score sheet, right? It's not assists or goals or things like that, but it's outlet passes. It's crosses in. It's attacks in. It's passes in dangerous areas. That's what Wien has done. He's been the outlet constantly for his side, always being that one point of the triangle his team knows they can go to. That is the most important thing. Yodrick still stays with it. He's like got Velcro on his feet or something. Richmond harrying the defense. Just a desperation clearance. And out it goes. Sexton to Richmond. Popped right off his thigh. And that will be the last action of the match. Your final scoreline here at Lancaster Bible College: 4 goals, Alloy SC. Philadelphia SC, nothing. Ladies and gentlemen, we thank you for joining into our Game in Frame production, sponsored by Salt Athletic. We have plenty more action in the coming weeks in both the Metropolitan Conference and the Delaware River Conference. We'll see you then.
Punched out by Spielvogel. Burkhart fires! Oh, that was off the bottom of the bar!